Hey guys, this is Mr. Whitty and Mr. Lamar. We are both here to kind of show you what we're going to be doing this week with this Beyond Burger Lab that we've been doing for our Agri-Science Fair project. This said, what we're going to do is we're going to show you the cooking of Beyond Burger. Okay, now you can find websites and go on YouTube and find people that have used this stuff, or the Impossible Burger, which is sold at White Castle and Burger King. However, this is to the general public here in the United States. You can buy it at Meijer, Walmart, stuff like that. What we're going to do is we're going to see if it actually meets the claims of what it says it does, which is act like real meat, even though none of this, if you look at these two patties here, okay? These two patties, that's about 4 ounces each, they actually, oops, okay, well, that's starting. So what we have here is these two patties are made out of completely plant-based products. Oils, beets, vegetables, stuff like that, but they're meant to act like real meat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook up a pound of this. We'll have more than that. As you can see here, we have multiple types, but what we're gonna do is we're going to grind it up instead of leaving it in patties to make sure that you guys can actually have an experience with both ground sirloin and these as if they were like taco meat, what you would buy at the store. The other reason why we're going to do the cooking today is because of COVID and the pandemic, okay? So you will be eating this cold. And the reason for that is that it's meant, when it's cold, meat has a tendency to, the best way to put it is congeal, and those fats actually basically reincorporate back into the meat. As a result, it actually tastes better when you reheat it than it does when you first cook it, okay? The other thing is because it will be cold, it will be safer for you, and also because of the fact that when we eat it cold, it will be harder for our taste buds to pick up those flavors, because warm flavors and things that are heated up tend to expand across the tongue, whereas cold flavors will stay in one place. So we're gonna see if we can fool you via that, okay? That said, if it does a good job at it, we know that this burger is actually a valid thing, or at least a facsimile of the real meat. If it does a poor job and all of you pick the real meat, then we know we got a long way to go yet. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this package. We're gonna follow the instructions on the back. So it says here, recommended cooking instructions, keep refrigerated. That said, if purchased frozen, we didn't do that. Preheat grill, non-stick pan to medium high for 4 minutes per side, do not overcook. It does not say I need to add anything. So I'm not gonna add salt, I'm not gonna add anything to this. I'm just gonna basically put it in this tray, cook it up, see how it goes. So let's see if it feels like real meat. The first thing is, just touching it, it feels like a real patty. Kinda does not smell like a real patty. So we're gonna see how that goes, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this on. We're gonna cook it at 400, just like we do our regular burger meat. I'm gonna let that pan heat up. Set that burger there. I'm gonna take this burger out. Feels like real meat. We'll see how it goes. Okay? So we're gonna stick these in. Once we stick them in there, sounds like real meat. That's a good sign. So I'm gonna take 2, stick them in there, move those out. Now the cool thing about this stuff is you can eat this raw. It's plants, so there's nothing bad in it. That said, I would never do it. I don't really wanna eat this stuff raw, but we'll see how it goes. And then what we're gonna do is we will grind it up here using my spatula.
There's an interesting smell to it, Mr. Whitty.
It does. It does smell more like a vegetable. Though, now that I'm smelling it, when I get closer to it, it does smell more like a burger. Actually smells
interesting.
Actually gets, like, it starts out bad, but then it starts out pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's see how this goes. Now, like I said, I know I put 4 burgers in here. That said, we're gonna grind this up. Now you can see, as I break this up, it definitely has the feel of very ground up meat, okay? So we're not leaving it in patty form because 1, we can't afford that many patties for this many students. Number 2, I'm trying to give you guys something that looks ground. So let's see how it does with cooking. If it actually even bubbles like real meat. That's interesting. So
some of those oils in there then.
Yeah, some of the oils. They use a lot of different ones like canola oil. It does stick to the pan. So we will see how it goes. And again, this could be just because of the grind that they use for the hamburger meat. This is what they had available at Meijer at the time that I picked it up. That said, you can buy this at the store as a ground meat product similar to regular meat. Okay, so again, it's gonna probably have a bit of a finer texture, but we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna let this cook for a bit. While we're doing that, I'm just gonna keep turning it. And I've never cooked this before, so we're gonna find out real quick here how it browns up like burger meat. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that could be a good indicator of what it is. So
Very interesting texture and
It is.
look to it.
it does have the texture of like a pasted meat. So if you think like bologna and stuff like that, but it does break apart, kind of like chili meat.
Yeah,
me.
yeah, absolutely.
So if you do it right and let it non-paste, oh, there we go. Now we're getting some burn bits.
There we go.
There we go. So we're gonna let that just cook and get real nice and good. I'm gonna try to keep it in a texture that is palatable to the mouth. It is breaking up though like hamburger meat now. Now that it's taking on some texture characteristics, I'm actually kind of liking that.
I'll be interested in trying this too.
Yes. So we're gonna let it keep going, see how it goes. And I'm stirring it a lot because one, I want to break it up, but two, I'm a little concerned that it stays together as a lump.
Yeah.
So,
Want it in that ground form.
right.
Just for
But
our
it
taste
is
test.
starting, like when I cross through this, it is doing what I want.
Interesting.
So, now, another thing that we teach in this class, we're teaching chemistry here. This is actually food chemistry, okay? So we're still teaching chemistry. You're teaching that with this kind of product, you're showing how you can mix things together, take different organic materials, and make them into something that is not what it originally was. A plant is not an animal, right? However, this is acting like animal meat, okay? I mean, you can see even right now, like just looking at the bottom of this pan, like if you just look at that, I mean, we've seen that before on bottoms of pans. So for me, this is doing really good so far. And it smells like meat.
It does. How do we know when it's done?
That is the good question. So what I'm guessing is, based on what it says here on the package, it says, do not overcook. Edge and interior of patty may still be red or pink when fully cooked. It should be an internal temperature of 165.
Okay.
So what we're going to do,
Just like meat.
just like meat, I'm going to pick it up. There is nothing in here that's dangerous. So technically I can take it right now and eat it. Okay. Tastes a little different, but tastes like meat. It's almost got just a slightly off flavor.
So if you put cheese and
If you
lettuce
add
and
things to
tomato,
this,
you think it'd be
you'd be hard pressed.
okay?
And I think, just for me, and I did this with the other, I'm going to add just a little extra touch of salt. Okay? So just adding that little bit can help with this. So, again, now there are other products on the market that may do a better job than this meat. However, we're going to find out if it really does mask what it is. Again, their claim, and they're a $10 billion company, is that this will act or be a facsimile to meat. They admit it's not perfect, but it's close. Okay? So to me,
Think it's done?
that looks done.
I think it's done.
So, go ahead and try it, Mr. Lamar, see what you think.
All right.
I've added a little salt in there. If you think that there needs to be a little bit more, you let me know.
We've got a little bit of meat there. It's very similar to me. I mean,
It's similar.
I
It
don't know.
just depends on what flavor you like.
Interesting.
All right, so we're going to cook up the rest of this. If you guys have questions, we'll talk about it in class. We'll show this video to you after we do everything. So you won't get to see this until we actually complete it. So that said, just know that we are trying to try something new. And again, we have a veggie burger in the cafeteria, as I've told some of the students in my classes. If you've never tried it, maybe you try it now. That said, we'll talk to you guys later and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.